Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Purposed for Forever. Tonight, as you can
trying to
see,
get on my bad side.
tonight we are with the other couples. We're about to have it's random chat because we have a lot of things we're gonna discuss. A lot. So stay tuned. We're gonna kick this intro off, and then we're gonna just jump right into it. There we go.
Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for.
Bam, and we're back. Welcome back, everybody.
All right.
So make sure you're watching, make sure you're sharing, you're tagging, you're inboxing, you're spamming everybody, letting them know that Purpose for Forever is in the building as we discuss many different topics surrounding marriage, married couples. So we're gonna get into this conversation. I know sharing is caring. So Sam has the bulk of what she's gonna ask. I have some stuff I'm gonna ask as well. We're gonna Sure. We'll start off with that. I'm probably going to shape it a little different, but all right. So the first scenario, right? So let's just say, and I'm gonna throw in. So me and Sam we're friends with like Marcus and Melissa, right? And and Sam has a who would it be? We're gonna do after the same. Has a falling out with Melissa, right? So now we have things like this. We have the hangouts. Is it proper, like say Marcus has something, of course he got friends, family, of course Melissa there because she's his wife or whatever, they have things going on, he invites me and doesn't invite Sam. Is that wrong?
Let everybody go.
Yes. Yeah, if you want some drama.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Drama free. You don't want to split the invite.
So
Yeah, because I'm with Mr. Pitchford on that one. Because it's like if Sam and Melissa got an issue, right?
Right.
And he invites you, and Melissa's gonna be there, and you come in solo. Now if it's just you and him, and it's a fellas thing, then
Right.
so be it. But if it's you, him, and his wife, and your wife ain't there, that's the issue.
Okay.
I mean, like she
That's
chose
just,
not to come. Like if you invite both and she decides she doesn't want to come, but he still goes or whatever, like
that ain't gonna work.
Nope. And then even if she said, no, you go ahead and go on over there. I'm straight over here. Go ahead.
I know how my wife would take it.
Yeah, but you gotta come back home to that as well.
Yeah, well, I say I know how my wife would take it. I wish you would walk out that door. I wish you would walk out that door.
I'm not that possessive over friendships like that. Like if that's the issue between the two of them, I'm not going to dictate his friendship. Like I'm not going to say, you can't be friends with him because I'm not friends with her. Like I'm not that possessive. I do think that both should be invited if it's a couple event.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if she decides, she doesn't want to go because she has issues with Sam, then fine. But if he goes because that's his friend, I'm not going to be like, oh, now I'm not going to be mad at him about that. That's just me.
I agree.
That's a good job, Sean.
I agree. He was speaking about somebody else, and he was talking about another person.
Yeah.
I'm like Sister Ron.
Like that's
But I wouldn't go though.
I think it's unfair for me to dictate who he gets to be friends with. Like that, I think that's putting undue stress on your relationship. Of all the things y'all are gonna fight over or fall out over, why let it be over who he chooses to have friends?
I don't think it's so much about falling out
I
over the who he's friends with. I think when it starts to cross the line of being disrespectful, meaning I'm going to invite you but not your spouse, then I think that's the issue. But like if me and the wife falls out, that don't have anything to do with my husband and his friend. But if they start, kind of creating tense situation, because if it kind of get back to me that, yeah, I was invited, but you're not, that's going to cause a strain between the marriage. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable if someone invited me and purposefully did not invite my husband.
Right. And I think that Mr. Curvey,
yes, sir.
said it correctly, which is that if it was just like a guy's thing, he just invited me over because it's some guy's thing. Now, yeah, she's not going to intervene in that. She understands that's us. We still cool. We still straight.
Right.
Like, that's regular. But if we're talking about the whole, I think, like you said, she's involved. Even if it's let me throw extra bodies in there. Let's say all of us on the line is there at a barbecue, and all of a sudden I get invited, but she don't. But everybody else is there, couple wise. That one, for me, that wouldn't be good for me to go and not her in that scenario. But if it was just like the fellas going, I know for a fact that's not a problem for her.
Well, so I'll say this: like a couples event. Yeah, why would he go to a couples event?
Solo.
Right.
That's. I thought that's the scenario that you put it in.
No, well, I don't know what scenario he was going for, but like say, Marcus, you just inviting people to your house. Yeah, it don't even.
Right.
Some people might come with a spouse. Some people might not. Whatever. When you get to him, you like, oh, Aunt, I wanted to invite you to the barbecue.
Right.
Like, first of all, for me, if I already know me and her like are tense, I don't want to go.
Right.
So it's not gonna matter to me if he go. Like, if him and you are still cool, like I don't have any bearing on that. Like I don't want to be there. So I can't be offended by you not inviting me because 9 times out of 10, I don't want to see her either. You know what I mean? Like if it's that kind of scenario, I don't really want to be around her either. If it's that kind of energy, like I'm not, so it wouldn't bother me. Like, but if Marcus called and like, oh, your wife can't come to my house, like, unless the last time I was there, I attacked somebody, like unless I did something that warranted, you gotta leave her home because she's crazy. Like, I don't think I would feel any kind of way about it.
I'll be honest, I would be offended.
Wow.
I would be offended if my spouse got an invite to a general population type of event, and it's not a for men only type of situation, with a specific purpose because I don't like her.
Gotcha.
That's what I thought the scenario was at the beginning.
It's a general purpose event. It'll be some singles there possibly, if they got brothers, cousins, or other friends that are single, and then they got couples. It's, just like any regular barbecue. You got people together.
But as I guess because I figure each marriage or each couple as a one unit. So if my other half is not welcomed, or if it's gonna be tension when we get there, or if it's gonna be tension because we separated, why do I want the tension either way? If we go, it's tension. If we separate it, it's tension. Yeah. Why even have the tension?
Well, I agree with you. If there's gonna be, if you gotta fight at home,
it's not
worth it. Yeah. If it's gonna cause an argument, it ain't worth going. But I'm saying I'm not even bringing that energy to the table. Like because for me, it's like I'm not. I feel like he should be able to decide who he wants to have a relationship with. Like I said, aside from somebody being openly disrespectful. Like that's something different, but you just not liking me, I'm fine with that because everybody's not going to like me.
Is the option?
Yeah.
Can I bring wifey anyways? Is that an option?
You mean like if they say nah, she can't come?
I mean, and when if he just invite me, hey man, you invited. I know Sam and Melissa, they ain't been, to whatever. But man, I want you to, come through. Even if I was like, all right, but dog, I'll go through. Like, but we're gonna be out together anyway. So then I pull up, and y'all gonna be like, what's she doing here? Because I just didn't know if that was an option because she show up. But yeah.
I mean, I think
that's tension.
right, like that would be making the situation awkward.
No, I got you. That is.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, like a lot of times, either sometimes people need to figure out how to communicate and they'll talk it out at another time or whatever the deal is. But like to try to force me to be friends with somebody's wife because you like the husband, like that's a lot of work.
Well, it seemed like the scenario is changing a little bit.
Well,
We're
evolving. It's definitely evolving.
Okay. All right. Touche. Carry on.
Let me put it out like this. So let me make it more or less the scenario kind of in the beginning where, she has issue with Melissa. So would you still be comfortable being friends with your male partner? If that, or even for the ladies, vice versa, would you be comfortable still holding on to a friendship? I get it, like the dynamics of hanging out or going other than like men or just all women, one gender going somewhere. Would you be comfortable with that? Hey, Keita, good morning. Keita. Good morning. Good evening.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. You said you would.
Comfortable.
You feel comfortable?
Yes,
okay.
Sir. My mind was somewhere. You said feel comfortable with the guys still being cool with each other?
Yes.
Oh, even though the ladies are at odds?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I would still feel comfortable with it because it's me and the guys. But when it came to couples, I probably would skip. But since the ladies are, but me and the guys can hang out. Hey man, we going over here. We're gonna play basketball. We're gonna go shoot pool.
Right.
We're gonna go play some poker. We're gonna go do fishing. Yeah, I'm going with the guys. Do all that. But when you say, hey, we're gonna be at the restaurant, then we're gonna. I don't think the old lady gonna like that, man. I'm gonna have to pass.
Right.
Okay, so in this scenario, initially, when we started the conversation, which was yesterday when we started it was different. So let's change it up a little bit. Let's just say like a childhood friend, right? Doesn't like your spouse.
Oh yeah.
Like, a friend that you have for a long time, whatever I'm not gonna say doesn't like, just the personalities clash because it doesn't like, makes it so personal. It's just like they just awkward in the space together. They just can't navigate each other. So do you give up your friend?
This is how I feel about that. Aside from my relationship with Jesus Christ, my relationship with my husband is the most important on this earth. And if there's anything that will threaten that relationship, if there's any type of disrespect, I am going to cut it off. And if I have to sacrifice now, me and the person can try to, I'll bring it to your attention that, this is disrespectful and, I can't tolerate that. But if there's no change, if you're asking if I want to keep this person around, even though they are clashing with my spouse and they're disrespectful to my spouse, no, I'm not. I'll be honest, I don't care how long we've been friends because my relationship with my husband is more important.
Not disrespect. We awkward around each other. We just don't
bumping heads.
But why? What's the source of the awkwardness?
Personalities just don't mix. Sometimes people just don't mix.
Oh, it's something going on. It's an underlying.
That's what I'm saying. You don't dislike somebody or our personality don't mix for nothing. I mean, I would need to know, okay, what is it? Is it they're outspoken, they're soft spoken? When you say personality, that's different than, I can't get along with them. Well, why?
They have some opposing social views, like they're Trump supporter, like any, like they're on the other end of like any Black Lives Matter issue, they're on the other side of stuff like that.
Oh man! Oh, I had a good one for that one too. Hey, just to give you a scenario, and this is pretty close.
Okay.
So me and my buddies, we play poker all the time.
Okay.
And one of the guys who we played poker with decided, well, he moved back to Minnesota.
Okay.
And this was before George Floyd had got killed. So when this was right before all the Black Lives Matter and all the Me Too movement and all that. So I thought we was cool.
Uh-oh.
But he started talking on Facebook, this, that, and the third. He didn't change his tagline on his name because his last name was Southford. Then he changed his last name to Trump. So his last name was Paul Trump. And I was like, I said, so we was going at it. And at one point he was like, man, F Black Lives Matter. I said, oh really? And now mind you this dude I'm talking about is Asian.
Oh.
So it's not like he white or black. He Asian, right? So I'm like, dude. So you've been sitting at this. Now we've been playing poker for like 5 years.
Wow.
I said, you've been playing poker with us all this time. You've been around all this. Now you the only person who ain't black at the table. You've been undercover, incognito. You've been taking all this information back to the enemy, and now you and now you done got a little taste of what black people do. You go back to Minnesota, and now you all white.
Wow.
I'm talking about, man, he just went straight crazy. And then when I called him out on it, he got upset and started posting all this stuff. You know how you do your little research and you start doing little taglines and hashtags so you can go to different stuff. He started putting all that on there. And the dude who I know him through, they just cut him off completely, like ridiculously. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it's a couple things. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my wife was telling me I went off topic, but I was on topic.
So
I was on topic, but it wasn't a couple. It was just one individual.
So if there was a relationship with the wife, would you still have maintained that? I'm talking to your wife now. Would you still maintain a relationship with her with that situation?
If you had a wife?
Yes.
It depended on what her views were. Because sometimes I don't fault women for who they're married to. Sometimes we might have opposite views, but if her views were
in line
like his, then they just be cut off. But if they were different, I just have to tread water and see how beneficial it would be to even maintain it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I got a question. So none of you guys like have outside separate friends, separate of your spouse?
We do.
She do.
Yeah. I got best friends from back in high school.
Okay.
Right. And so y'all do things separate and independent of your spouses, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, not really. I always include them in it. I mean, I don't have like I would say, I guess, girlfriends where I'm doing a lot of stuff where I'm going with my girlfriend. So most of them are married, so they always want to do couple things.
Gotcha.
So I'm invited to couple stuff, but I don't have a whole lot of things outside of birthday parties, celebrations that I'm doing that doesn't include the name.
Okay. And picture
We definitely have a ladies lunch, a girls' day, where we go out and stuff like that. And he is not invited. Her husband is not invited. Salty about that, like whatever. But we need that time.
Okay.
And pictures. I know. I know, Melissa. You have your friend that's separate and kind of independent.
Yes. Who comes here all the time.
She can't do nothing but smile at that.
No matter what.
But we all grew up together. We all grew up as kids. We grew up. So there's an understanding. She has an understanding. He has an understanding. So it's just a relationship that we all grew up together and we have that understanding.
Yeah, there's an understanding. Don't come no more this year. And they got
that Pam and Martin Bob there.
Yo, she got the flight booked 2 weeks from now. I'm sure. It is what it is. No, yeah, no. We're good on that. As far as like nothing like that at all is wrong. Best friends, if they want to go out, hang out, that's cool. I mean, we're more than good. And then I think even the question before, I was going to comment on as far as if I had my best friend and her, they wasn't getting along or something like that. I mean, she wins, right? So that's not even a competition. And the biggest thing I would just say to my best friend, I'm not giving up on my best friend, but you definitely got your life to live. You know I got my life to live.
Right.
So you want me to be happy, So my best friend, for my best friend, he would bow down, and kind of back off. I mean, that's an easy thing.
Okay.
Okay, and Tangela. So, you and Ephraim have friends independent of each other?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of outside friends. I'll be honest. I pretty much kind of keep to myself. But we do. We rarely kind of hang out. Like I think he has a friend from back home who's coming in this week. And I told him, I said, you should, meet up with him. Y'all go, you haven't seen each other since the wedding. But we encourage each other to develop those relationships outside of each other.
So the consensus is, I'm just trying to get it. So I'm not, no disrespect. Like Marcus said, of course your spouse wins. Like, so there, it's not a competition. But, and I don't mean like, I don't know, maybe like not such a, okay, so like I have people that I know, and then I have people that I like. So let me make it make sense. There are people that I like that are married to people that I know. Okay. Right?
Okay.
Well, because I mean, like, I'm gonna say this. For me to be honest, everybody I meet, I'm not gonna say I dislike you, but some people just not my type of person. Your personality, maybe you talk too much, maybe you're too loud, maybe you're too scary. Whatever it is, it may be something. I think
sometimes it's a toleration. Like I can deal with you, for
in short doses, though.
Yeah, a little bit of time. Because like in a couple, like you meet a couple, instantly we want to love both. Like I want to like her and him, and she wants to like her and him, But sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Sometimes it's like we like one, the other one's like, well, she comes with the package, or she comes with the package. So we kind of like, but it built, it's a dynamic. We work on, kind of how they come together. Would you say that?
Do we work? No.
I mean, not work on it, but just like, I mean, you kind of tolerate. I guess that's about the best word.
I'm not much for tolerating. Okay. I mean, you see Dr. Waller's face. She already know the answer.
I know.
Like I don't like tolerate people. Like I don't know. My life is too short to tolerate you. Like I don't know. If I just feel like you're not my type of person, yeah, I just like I want all the best for you. I want God to bless you real hard. I want you to be safe, happy, healthy, but just over there, like. I don't know. That's I don't know. Like I don't feel. I don't know. I guess maybe I could be wrong, and that's possible. But I don't feel like everybody I meet, like I have to want to be your friend.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wish you the best, and God bless you. But like I don't feel like I have to want to be your friend.
Right.
I don't know. Like. What's everybody looking at me like that?
Oh no, I mean I feel you. I didn't want to step on your toes because I don't have a lot of guy friends at all. Like
yeah,
like literally when you say outside of our relationship, I have zero outside of our relationship. But I did cut all my old friends off because that was
But you're making new connections.
yeah, I'm making new connections now with men who are I say I'm trying to be a better man. So I want to be connected to better men.
Okay.
So that's why I try to, I ain't gonna say I'm learning from better people than myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the people who I was with, was either on my level or below my level. So it was kind of like I'm not moving in the direction I want to. So I got to cut them off. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that's why I'd say I have zero outside friends because they were what I was doing when I was a teenager and 20s and stuff like that. They never did mature out of it into their 30s and 40s.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So like, okay, so Anthony had this friend, right? And I like in the beginning, I really kind of wasn't really feeling dude. And then I tried being nice to him. Like, I mean, I went over and above, trying to be nice because that was his friend. And then, in the end, like, he stopped talking to him, said, because of me. Like, I'm like, see, life is just too short. Like, and the crazy part is he didn't even have to like me. Like, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, whatever his personal feelings were, he could have just had them. It wouldn't have mattered, like his relationship with Anthony. Like, it wouldn't have changed because he was thinking some kind of way about me in his head. So, like, he messed up a perfectly good relationship for nothing.
Wow.
Dude.
That's unfortunate.
Sound like he might have had ulterior motives, AD. And you just wasn't aware of it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. It's just, and I think about those scenarios where, that someone may not like my spouse or whatever. I mean, like you said, you don't like everybody. You might not care for everybody. People, Sam is a direct person. Sometimes her directness may be a lot for you. You may not be able to handle, a straight honesty. You know what I'm saying? Especially sometimes you ask, you ask for the answer. So it just when it comes to things like that, and if someone just leaves or just kind of cuts off, I consider, well, I don't know how much of a friend we were. How much of a friend we are we really? If you were to just leave like that, you know what I'm saying, because of that kind of situation. So, that's how I look at it. But I mean, he's been probably like the only one that really like, and it's not like I had a lot of friends either. Like I'm like you, Kaneem. I won't say I've cut anybody off. I haven't really talked to a lot of my old friends, like from back in the day or whatever, just kind of like a drifting apart kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming into another season, you kind of make new friends. And
so
yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Nope.
So, well, let's just say when he would come over, how was the?
No.
Did he?
That's the best part. There was no come over.
Yeah.
He wasn't even in a space where he could come over.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like
kind of friendish thing.
Ruined a perfectly good friendship for nothing. Like I was going out of my way to be nice to him, so that they could have a relationship.
I got you.
But like I didn't even care. Like
yes, ma'am.
We just had some things we connected with online and from the live stream platforms and things of that nature. So
I got you.
Yeah, like they're
wow. So wow, he didn't want to be an internet friend. He just cut you off. Wow.
Like, you got AT&T.
Right.
T-Mobile. It is what it is.
Wow. Wow, that's cold blooded.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him then.
He's just gonna make it even worse.
That's cold blooded.
Yeah, that's sad.
Right.
Maybe it just wasn't meant to be.
Oh, I don't. Okay, friend. You want to do the opposite sex friend or?
No, God, please.
Okay,
let's
we're not gonna go there.
Okay,
all right.
We stuck on the same sex as they
y'all,
right? No doubt.
Trying to make some arguments happen. What's going on?
All right, let's go.
Hold on, we've had enough. We don't need no more. We don't need no more stress this week.
Look at me like,
Don't.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you guys. So there's a scenario. I have somebody that I know familiar with something like that. Like people in new relationships, like maybe newly married, or if they ain't married, but they shacking, they knew to shacking up together. Like, and you had to give them like some advice. Maybe some things you did early on in your marriage that you found out were like, no,
like
don't do this and don't do that. And there might be stuff, you and your spouse said y'all are never gonna break up because the last time y'all argued about it for a week or something. What are some of those things? So I'm gonna start. Like, I'm gonna make it easy. So like us, it was letting people live with us, letting people stay with us.
Early, early in our marriage,
Hey. Oh no, I ain't never done that.
See, look, you guys. It was, letting people like stay in your space.
Yeah.
Be in your house. And it was problematic because somebody never really expressed how they truly felt about it. So, it's kind of one of those things where, okay, babe, sure.
I think it's, and then at least starting out, it's not seeing, like, it's just some other people, we'll be fine, we'll work it out. I like them, they're cool. Like you thinking, but as you probably all know, if you ever live with somebody, it always starts off okay until you find out the habits and there's certain things and
they drink your apple juice.
Yes. That was one of the things before me and my wife got married. I went through this interrogation with her friends, and they ran me through the ring about what my intentions were and how I was supposed to do this and do that, and and was we just, I guess, was she just entertainment or was this going to be a real relationship and all that? And I told them, I said, we got to stay together. At that point in time, I wasn't thinking about getting married. But I was like, we got to, if I ever get married, my future wife, we're going to have to stay together before we get married. Because you can put on a show all the time. Like, when we together, it's all glitz and glamour. But then once you leave me, how I know everything's still glitz and glamour. So I gotta see you when you go to sleep. I gotta see you when you wake up. I gotta see you and see how you move when you in your own private space. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we got to live together. Next thing you know, you picking your teeth in bed, throwing boogers on the wall. I know what you do. You know what I'm saying? I need to know all that.
But the one thing I would say, like, the don't. So that's how one don't, like especially starting out in a relationship, moving other people in, relative, friends, or whatever. Either side, even if you're together, even if you agree, it's not the best thing because you're trying to learn each other. You're already trying to learn, like you can even say, you're learning who your spouse is. Like you said, there's stuff on the wall. You don't know if it was her or the guest. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you feel me?
All right. So,
hopefully it ain't that.
I'm with the Marcus. I know. I just piggyback off foolery. Marcus, Melissa, what would you say is one of your don'ts or one or two of your don'ts when getting married? Like something that you learned that you like, man, I wish I didn't do that thing starting out.
Ma'am, anything? I think you took one of the biggest ones. I ain't gonna lie. As far as experience,
yeah,
you took one of the biggest ones. So that was us.
Okay.
I would probably say, other than that, first 2 years. It's been so long ago, man.
Well, I have an answer. I don't know if
go ahead.
The way you questioned it, but I would say more so be mindful and not in a selfish way. So let's say you want to do something. I would just say always check with your spouse just in case they may want to do something and it doesn't seem like you're always trying to do your thing on your own time.
Right. Your thing.
I feel that.
So if you want to do something, hey, I want to do this. Do you have anything planned? Do we have anything going on before you get to jumping into it?
Yeah. Sean, you took it right out of my mouth, Sean. I did a whole lot of that at the beginning.
How many years did it take for you to get that, Sean?
He's still learning. I mean, much, but you know what I'm saying? It'll still come up like, so you didn't check the calendar to see we already have something that we're doing or whatever, but it's
but when she tell me that, I cut everything else off and do what we had on the calendar.
Yeah, I get my hands spanked often pretty much too.
Like I guess they definitely they had to talk about finances and money, because that's important, to know where each other is at as far as financially speaking. If one person is like, credit is shot because they always, spending and doing stuff and not saving, just I guess a no in a new relationship is to not have the money talk, to be scared of the money talk. Like you got to at least have that talk, and you got to have a good understanding on what you both believe in it. So this way it's not a problem later down the road.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Angela?
I would agree with that. Not being afraid of having tough conversations, and learning communication techniques. Miscommunication is just as bad as not communicating. So I would recommend learning communication styles and be intentional about sharing and not, avoiding the difficult conversations or the uncomfortable conversations.
Okay.
Curveys?
I'm gonna let her have it. I'm always talking. Go ahead.
I think I would say money. Making sure you have a clear definition of how you want your money to flow in the house instead of organically starting off. I would have rather, I don't know, I didn't mind keeping my own money separate, but he established that he wanted to have the money together and then we can have little separate accounts for like minor things, but pretty much everything is all the money. So have that conversation up front, because it just depends on how long you've been grown. That could be a very contentious thing in your home if it's not established how money should flow, and can you say my money or always gotta say our money or whatever the case.
Yeah, that's true. Cause that's a big stickler for me.
He doesn't like you to say my money.
Cause it ain't your money, it's our money.
They don't like it.
Oh, the money you got in your purse, that's our money.
Even my paparazzi money, he doesn't like me to say my
That's
money.
our money. The paparazzi is our money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't understand it. If everything else is ours, when did we separate the money? It's our money.
And then I want to piggyback on Rollins too. I'm just thinking young. When we were younger, the thing of going out, we did kind of have to we established something. Well, like he was saying, don't go out, just abusing the going out whatever situation where you're not really hanging out with your spouse at all. Like for us, it was something when we had to communicate regarding, hey, you go out with your ladies, I go out with the fellas, but we make sure we go out together. So just kind of having that balance in a relationship. So I guess the no part of that for new couples, no-nos is just like what Rollins and them said, just abusing I'm just gonna go with my fellas. It's my fellas. It's my fellas. It's my fellas. I've always been your fellas before the relationship. I got you on that, but we still gotta have us. So just have that balance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So and I was trying to remember, like, I know what really fired us up where we wanted to have this conversation. If you've been watching anything online recently, just probably in the last couple of months, there's been, I feel like, sound like Fox, there's been this kind of attack on marriage in a sense where everybody's been kind of questioning what's the purpose, what's the reason, why are we getting married, why are we even going through all this, why not just live together, not, like just be loosely together, loosely, so I can just break out if things go. I didn't like the way.
Right.
I don't like the way you made my eggs. I'm out. You know, like. So there's been the what you bring to the table conversation, right? So you have so I'm gonna ask the guys, you know, in your marriage, you know, what do you feel like you bring to the table? Because this has been a question constantly asked, and the responses are generally from people that are not married or they're in a long-term girlfriend boyfriend relationship, like, and the answers are just ridiculous. So I want us as married people to kind of answer this, to kind of put something else that's a better positive spin out there as to being married, the benefits. And so my gentlemen, that I'm talking a little bit, give you guys just a minute to think about it. What do you bring to the table?
Security.
Okay. I would say
for me,
I bring security, bring peace, bring the it's going to get done mentality to it. You know, if it's something that needs to be done, you know, I'll figure out a way to make it happen, you know, but it's going to get done.
Yeah. With my security, go ahead. But with my security, I would say, like, you know, from the whole protection aspect, but bigger than that, I mean, like, it's always said, I mean, if she goes to work tomorrow and somebody disrespects her, not no way, shape, or form, she got to go right back there that next day. She knows she can just be like, hey, I'm done. Right. And it's a done deal, and the bills still get paid, and everything continue to go on. If I go to work and somebody cusses me out or something, I come home, I'll be like, babe, I ain't going back tomorrow. They cuss me out. She probably be like, well, what you gonna do? You know? So
wait.
Yeah. If I come back,
if that face look like she said it now.
I don't want to go back. She probably gonna be like, that's cool. But which one, where you gonna go tomorrow then? You ain't about to be in this house just chilling. But for her, by all means, you know, that's just, but for me, that's something I've always had in my, you know, we've always told her, listen, if something happens and you don't want to stay, you don't have to. Not a next second more, and we'll always be good.
Oh, that's a good thing. For me, I guess I would say strength and calmness. Like, I think that's pretty much sums it up for me. Strength and calmness, because I try to stay even keel at all times, even when in stressful situations. But I'm very, I guess, strong when I feel that a position needs to be taken in order for us to go down the right path.
Okay.
And so that's how I feel.
Okay. So of course I'm gonna flip it.
Wait.
Okay. Hold on.
Did everybody else? Oh yeah.
Okay. Riding solo. So I'm gonna ask the ladies that same question. What do you feel like you bring to the table? Anyone could jump in whenever they.
Tangela, why don't you start?
Yes.
I think I bring a level head approach. I think my husband and I kind of balance each other. It is odd because we are so similar, but we also can, you know, we also balance each other in other ways. It's my role, and what I provide for him is intercession. I'm always praying for him. Also providing support. And I'm learning to be honest. And when I say honest, I mean not just kind of go along and, you know, you want to do this, I'll just say okay, knowing that I don't agree with it. So I offer, you know, my thoughts, opinions, my, you know, insight, which I feel is valuable, because I think I offer a different perspective than what he may not have. And I offer a measure of security and stability for him as well.
Okay. Hold on. I got someone else that's gonna pop in. Let's make sure they're stable. Let's go.
Hey.
Driving.
Hey
What up? What up?
guys.
All right.
Hey.
Who wants to jump in? Which lady wants?
Well, Mike, since you missed the initial question,
yes.
he asked all the men what you bring to the marriage table. That was the question.
Table marriage.
It's in the comments.
You ain't.
Well, man, y'all got me taking my glasses off and everything. I bring stability, security, serenity, security, balance, humor, life, to our relationship and to our marriage.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Alicia, you're up.
I would also say I bring balance to us, spiritual security. He does trust my ability to hear from God and then trust what I'm hearing. I bring the humor and adventure to our relationship. Every day to me is a day to look forward to. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, ma'am.
Great answer. All right, Melissa.
So I am Mark's #1 cheerleader. So I'm his biggest supporter. Even if it doesn't sound good, I still support him because he sees something that I'm not. I'm still going to support him. I bring compassion, integrity, love, and respect. And we just, again, we keep each other balanced. So I bring balance as well.
Janetta?
I would have to say that I'm the softer side to his strategic. Everything has to be a certain type of way, and everything has to be this way. I think I bring the caring side to things, the compassion, especially when it comes to just kind of having a heart for something and not just doing it just the way I see it, kind of with tunnel vision. So definitely that compassionate side. So I guess that's a sense of balance too. And I know that in the beginning when we first got married, I started organizing stuff that he didn't quite have organized. So like I think I kind of organized his life a little bit. So you know.
She my secretary.
Yeah, I had to whisper that to my wife ear like, she like you.
Dr. Rollins, Latrice.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what's been said. You know, I saved his life, honestly. Mr. Ball Chocolate, Mr. Take It Down and shut it down for the 99 and 2000s. Like, yeah, I saved his life. I don't know where he would be had I not settled him down. You know, all of that, the balance, the humor, the, you know, organization, and like Shanetta said, you know, that strategic. I'm more the strategic side, whereas he is more like, like you said, let's get it done. However we get it done, you know. But I'm more like logical, realistic about the different things. So we balance each other out. But yeah, I saved his life.
He's sticking to it.
Is it like, you know, when he was talking about the on Facebook. Like it was like some single guys. I think maybe one of them was married, and he was saying, like, what do women bring to the table? The man, we work and we bring the money. What y'all bring to the table? Like he was, asking like the girl, and all she could say is, I make your house a home. You buy the house, but I make it a home. And that was kind of all she had. And
50, 40. Wow.
yeah, but it made me kind of think about how people really don't understand the intricacies of marriage. Like, yeah, okay, you meet somebody, you like them, okay, now I love you, now let's get married, now let's have kids. Like, that's all people see. Like they don't see like you were saying, the balance. They don't see that, you grab Chocolate Thunder, and settle him down. Like, they don't they don't
that all kind of nicknames.
Listen, they don't see how Chanel, you said you bring the gentler side. They think, oh, McNair is wonderful. He be wonderful. They don't see the talking and the conversations behind doors, and the tender, like you said, the prayers that go into being a wife. Because sometimes you praying, okay, Lord, I need you to do it, and then sometimes you're praying, Lord, help me not to kill him. Like they don't, they don't see all that goes into really having a marriage, and not just having it, but like enjoying and loving being married. Like, I don't know, marriage has turned into like, it's almost as bad as COVID. It's the thing you don't want. Like, don't get married. That's all you ever hear is the bad side of it, or the outside. And I felt like, because we live it, and not just live it, but we breathe life into our marriages. Like where we see there's a leak, we plug in leaks, we holding it together, we holding tight to one another. And I think it's important that we tell people that often, tell people the rewards of it. Because like balance, like I know y'all like, oh, you crazy aggressive, but I promise this is nothing compared to who, like you said, Trees, who I would be if I wasn't with him. Like, I mean, like the anger, the temper, the flare-ups, like, were ridiculous before getting with him. He's kind of like, okay, he just looking like, okay, you ready to do this now? Like he really is the calm to my storm. And yeah, great. You can survive. You can survive life possibly on your own. Like you can do things and be separate, but it's nothing like when you found that match, that calm to your storm, or that that joke to your seriousness. Is nothing like when you find that person and you combine. You know what I mean? Like, and I wish there was somebody that we could not give that to people, but for people to like really, really see that, and see the beauty that can be a marriage.
Yeah, and it definitely matters. Having, like you said, having that balance, and you guys, and being around couples that actually want to be around each other, and enjoy each other's company. I'm just saying, like, I know you guys have been around other couples, and you're just like, why y'all together? Like, I don't understand what,
Man,
yeah, wasting your time. Like, but it's wonderful to see you guys, and you guys encourage us, and it's an awesome thing. And it's like, we can now talk about what's good about marriage. Why should you be married? What are you getting out of it? I feel like it's an experience where you have a partner for life. Someone that's got your back. Trust me, there's been like, I won't say I might not have lost my life, but I'm like, at least this thing, I probably would have quit a long time ago had it not been for her. So it's having someone to encourage you and to push you and to motivate you, and be there and be that balance, that voice of reasoning when you're ready to just like, I'm done, so it's great. So I enjoy, especially like always talk about the second half of really understanding marriage and understanding the second half.
Just the encore.
The sequel. There you go. Part 2. So yeah, it's been a great ride, and I love it. Hanging out with you guys. You guys, like I said, encourage me, encourage us. So it's you are a blessing to us. I love hanging around you guys. You make being married that much more fun. I'm getting.
Same here.
Oh.
All emotional.
Yeah, go ahead and drop one, man. Go on, drop one, man.
Getting emotional and stuff. I don't know where this is coming from. You be like crying over stuff.
Yeah, go on, drop one, man.
All right. So we got. Anybody want to share something before we get out of here, or any last words, anything encouraging when it comes to marriage that you want to share before we leave?
Like, and anybody that watching, yes, Chancellor is married.
Yes.
He's from out handling his business.
Handling business.
Yes, he's out adding value to the family.
There you go.
He's bringing something home to the table.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Make sure we put that out there. She's holding it down for the Terrell show.
Yes. Oh.
No, I mean I've enjoyed the conversation tonight. It's always good hearing different perspectives from those that come from different backgrounds.
Right.
Because I don't know about any of y'all background. Y'all may not know about mine, but I know y'all didn't come from where I came from, so it's good to hear it.
I hear that. All right. So we appreciate you guys. We thank you guys for rocking with us. Everyone watching on the replay, appreciate you. But hashtag replay, let you share, tag, let everybody know that Purposeful Forever is in the building. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week, same time, same channel.
Hey, Dean.
Huh? What?
So, the next time, I think that I should be asked what my wife brings to the table.
Right. See, so initially that was supposed to be the question. He was supposed to ask, what does your spouse bring to the table?
Right.
But he didn't ask it right, so I just let it roll out.
Okay.
That's all.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
So, we can save it for the next time.
There you go.
We want to hear that.
Right. Yeah, we have equal answer.
All right. All hearts and mind are clear.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Make sure you guys hang out before you leave. As always, did you want to say something, Marcus? Okay. As always, love intentionally.
Love unconditionally.
And love on purpose.